In this video, we're talking about what it's like to date a Scorpio female. Now I'm gonna say generally, this video is broadly applicable to any female that has their sun in Scorpio, also their moon in Scorpio, ascendant, or if they just have heavy Scorpio in their chart, maybe a lot of planets in the 8th house, maybe they have Pluto in the 1st house, or maybe they have a lot of planets next to Pluto. One thing that you'll notice right off the bat, and this is especially true for women that have Scorpio ascendant, Scorpio rising, is that they have this really intense gaze, intense eyes. Don't always love this saying, but it's kind of true. Like they have sort of resting bitch face, not in a bad way, like usually in a pretty sexy way, but like an intimidating way. They have strong eyes, even if on the inside they're totally welcoming or they feel like they're approachable, they have just this intimidating demeanor about them. You can sort of feel strength in them sort of radiating out. And if you're already kind of attracted to them or you find them attractive, this also just kind of makes them sexier. Yeah, I would say it's especially the Scorpio ascendant and the Scorpio sun that really kind of take on this sort of scorpionic appearance. Scorpio moon women, you can definitely also sense a certain intensity about them for sure, but it's almost like a little bit hidden. It comes out in moments, like it comes out when they're extremely passionate or angry. But by default, the scorpionic energy when it's in the moon is a little bit more hitting, at least upon like first impressions. This intimidating first impression of Scorpio women doesn't always actually match up with their intentions or what they want. While they seem super badass and super sexy, and while they definitely are, they do want to make connections with people, right? Scorpio is a water sign, and they're always looking to bond with people. I shouldn't say always. Generally, they're looking to bond with people. They want to go beyond the surface. They are not satisfied usually with small talk. They're intensely curious about what's going on around them. They want to know who's in the room, who's that person, who's that guy. Like they're generally very detective oriented. They have very sensitive antennae for like what's going on around them. They're very aware. They're very kind of sensitive. Scorpio women aren't looking for superficial things in relationships. They generally want long-term bonds with people. They want to bond with a partner. They don't want someone that's gonna play games with them. They don't want some immature dude that doesn't know what's going on or doesn't know what he wants. Scorpio women, it's just like, are you in or are you out? Like, don't pitter patter around. That's not to say that some Scorpio women are not into doing more casual things or having casual hookups and sex and stuff like that. But even that, there's gonna be an intensity about it. Even if it's for only a short period of time, like it's still going to be very intense and emotional. It's not just gonna be physical and mechanical. There's still going to be a connection that you develop in just a short period of time. Scorpio women are always trying to gauge whether or not someone is worth it or they're not. And what does that mean? Just kind of means like if they're not interested in you or they're not really interested in the kind of conversations they would have with you, or they just kind of feel like you're not on the same level, they really don't have any kind of need for you, right? Like they're not gonna go through all the social niceties and pretend to be your friend or pretend to like you. They just like are gonna shut down and they're gonna put up walls and you're not really gonna be able to break them down. These aren't walls that come down with enough effort and time. These are walls that go up immediately because of like qualitatively the person that you are. If Scorpio woman doesn't see it or they don't see that there's a connection, it just doesn't matter. So you should know that. On the other hand, what's interesting is that if they feel like you are worthy, those walls can come down very quickly, right? It's not uncommon to have one of those very kind of romantic, sort of stereotypical nights or moments with a Scorpio woman when you both kind of start talking to each other. Maybe you're dating for the first time, maybe you're just meeting at a party, and you sort of realize like, wow, there's a connection. And then she'll kind of put those walls down immediately because she sees that you're a person that's worth talking to. She sees that you can match her intensity and her depth. And so immediately she's not gonna pass up that opportunity, right? She's gonna want to build a connection with you. And it's not something she does like consciously or intentionally. This isn't like a conscious thing. This is kind of what's happening automatically. If you do start dating a Scorpio woman and the relationship is sort of defined, you're going to get someone that is generally extremely loyal to that relationship so long as she's getting her needs met. On paper, Scorpio is one of the most loyal signs in the Zodiac. They hold on to things harder than any other sign. So when that thing is a relationship, they hold on to it extremely tight, and it's kind of a ride or die type thing. Having said that, less evolved Scorpio woman might also seek revenge or hold on to a grudge if she feels that she's been wronged. So if there is something awful that happens in a relationship, or there's, infidelity, for example, and she's someone that hasn't yet kind of learned that like holding on to a grudge really just punishes her and not really the other person, she might do something, really hurtful to you, or like the most hurtful thing she can think of. That's something that an immature Scorpio is capable of. And even though there's immaturity there, there's still tremendous power and tremendous power for destruction. A more evolved Scorpio woman or a more mature Scorpio woman, when she's wronged, she's just done. She's just going to pretend like you don't exist anymore and she'll never talk to you. She's not going to pretend like you're literally just going to fall off the face of the earth and it won't matter. When you are in a relationship with a Scorpio woman, you shouldn't mess around, right? Like, don't do things stupid. Don't give her reasons to be jealous. Scorpio is a sign that has a tendency towards jealousy. Like, don't play into that or never like use that as a tactic. You need to respect the fact that Scorpio is an extremely loyal, extremely sensitive, extremely loving sign. Those are all their light traits, but they do battle with internal jealousy, sometimes an insecurity and feelings of fear of the unknown. And that's something that they're gonna have to deal with, right? So it doesn't mean you should tolerate her, being jealous where it's not warranted, but also have some empathy for it, right? And have some empathy for her sensitivity. Generally, if she likes you, sees a future with you, she will want to be your ride or die, right? She will want to be your best friend. She will want to be your person. She'll want to do things with you. She'll follow you if you have to move somewhere. She will support you when you're going through a tough time. In turn though, Scorpio woman wants someone that is also going to be kind of similar, right? Not exactly similar, but similar in the sense that they want the same things in the relationship. They want that kind of closeness. They want that bond. It's generally not a good fit for someone that really needs a lot of independence or kind of wants a relationship more as like a career support thing or as just to kind of be a power couple. And if you're continuing to fight and demand for increasing distance and independence in the relationship, Scorpio woman is really gonna resent that. She's gonna feel threatened, and ultimately it's not like a good fit for her. It's not a good fit for you either. Having said that, Scorpio is a higher order zodiac sign. It's ruled by Pluto, which is the farthest planet in our basic astrological system. Pluto is all about transformation, energy, and continued death and rebirth to push the self to higher and higher stages of growth. So she will understand that spending every single moment together is not necessarily healthy for like the soul growth of both of you, right? You both need some things that are going to be independent. You need your hobbies, you need each of your friends. So she will give you time to do that, as long as you have earned her trust. And sometimes that's something that takes a long time. Like, you have to be very patient with that. But once you kind of have it, she will give you time. She will let you go off and do things when she knows that they're really important to you. Don't mess up that trust. Don't betray it. She's going to be extremely emotional and sensitive. And I don't mean that at all like in a bad way or pejoratively, or, oh, she's so emotional. Like, the emotional strength of a Scorpio and a Scorpio woman is astounding. It's a superpower to be able to feel that level of invisible emotional energy. And Scorpio woman is usually able to take that and kind of make it into material things or realizations or lessons for herself. But sometimes it's gonna be sloppy. She's gonna have bad nights where she's just upset for no reason, and it's like probably like a not great moment for her. Like, maybe it's not justified, but like, no one's perfect. Those things happen. It's important for you to be patient. Don't hold grudges. Never gaslight her or say she's being emotional for no reason or invalidating it. Like, you always have to recognize that emotion and that ability to express it as a strength. Even on the days when like maybe it's not coming out as a strength, it's coming out as like, what the frick is going on? like you have to continue to respect it, like in a broad sense. And again, throughout the whole dating process, it's important to be consistent and follow through, be reliable, never lie, don't do any white lies. And something that's especially important for men that are dating Scorpio women is that you have to force yourself to be vulnerable with them, right? If you never like let your guard down, or you're never able to express your emotions, it's going to keep the relationship off balance a little bit, because Scorpio women do need that to a degree from their partners. Even if it's not as much as they express, you know, they're going to need some of it. And you can't just have a poker face all the time. You can't not let them in. It's just not gonna work out long term. The last thing I will say is that, I mean, there's definitely a difference between having moon in Scorpio versus having sun in Scorpio or Scorpio ascendant. For women with the Scorpio moon, it's almost like Scorpio energy is just literally filled in all her veins and like permeates everything about her, right? Like, I am of the opinion from my experience that a Scorpio moon is a much more intense Scorpio position to have than the sun, because when you have it in the sun, it's easier to integrate throughout your general being and ego and how you approach your day-to-day, whereas the Scorpio moon, again, depending on the rest of the chart, it's so much intensity just held within, and it just gets so pressurized that when it comes out in extremely intense and messy ways, or sometimes it gets bottled up, and then that causes something else to happen, like self-sabotage or insane reactions to something small, because it was really just kind of a buildup of all this like Scorpio, like frustration energy, this Pluto energy. But the same things that I've said in this video apply, and especially for women with moon in Scorpio. Remember that these are gonna be some of the most loving and devoted people ever. They are fun in the bedroom, they are fun in life, they do not shy away from tough topics. They are gonna be there when your mom dies, when your dad dies, like when you lose your job, like they are gonna be there, help you bury the body. Not really, but you know what I'm saying? It's like that level of loyalty. So it's especially important that you respect their emotional strength and you are reliable and trustworthy with them. Maybe most importantly, that you keep finding ways to grow the relationship, keep finding ways to nurture the relationship, you know, keep loving them. Just always find ways to love them, not as a feeling, but as an action. If you do all that, you're gonna be very happy with a Scorpio woman. I think so. Thanks for watching. That's all for now.